So hi everyone, we're so happy, Olivia and I, to be recording our second podcast of Olivia's World. So exciting. Our first podcast was a success, so we're hoping that we're going to do a lot more of these. So I'm so pleased to introduce Angus Baskerville, one of my charity champions. I've known him for a little while. How long is it now? Is it 2015?
2016 was when I first did Autism's Got Talent.
So welcome. And obviously, Olivia.
Hi, I'm Olivia. I'm the founder of It's Olivia's World. I've been working with Anna for is it 6 years?
Something like that.
Something like that. I can't quite remember because we've had on and off introductions throughout, haven't we, really? Yeah. Obviously, our paths have somehow crossed through introductions of different people. And I'm really excited to interview Angus today.
So Angus, let's talk a little bit about yourself and then a little bit about Autism's Got Talent, and then something very exciting is your new book.
So yeah, I met Anna for the first time in 2016 when I first took part in Autism's Got Talent, and it was a wonderful experience. That was my first time performing, on a massive stage in front of so many people. I remember being very nervous, but I was also given an additional role of entertaining all the celebrity guests and people prior to the show, and ended up featuring alongside Mel Sykes in the Sun newspaper on the front page the following morning, and entertained celebrities like Mel Sykes, Robin Windsor, and it went really well. The uptake was huge from it. The feedback was immense, and I've been working with Anna ever since, and as of recently I've also become a charity champion for her, which is amazing. But I've performed at numerous Autism Hero Award ceremony events. I've done Autism's Got Talent 3 times, I think, now. And I also took part in all the road shows. So it's been a pleasure working alongside Anna all these years. And talking a bit about myself as well. I'm a full-time professional magician, been full-time for almost 3 years now, as well as a motivational speaker and autism advocate, because I do a lot for autism awareness. And, I want the world to understand a lot more about autism. And I want everyone on the spectrum, everyone out there who has a different wiring of the brain, to be given the freedom that everyone deserves.
So how old were you, Angus, when you were first diagnosed?
So I was diagnosed with autism at the age of 15 when my family and I just moved back from South Africa.
Okay, so your book touches upon your diagnosis and obviously a little bit about your life. So what inspired you to write your book, Naughty or Diverse? So let me just show everybody. There you go.
That looks awesome. Congratulations, Angus.
Thank you very much.
That looks amazing. I love the colours.
Brilliant. Well, yeah. No, thank you very much. Had a lot of help from the graphic designer, but it was, I feel it's as good as it can be now after all these years.
How long did it take you to write?
So in total, it took me, it took me 13 years initially, because I first started writing it in 2012, but within those 13 years, I finished it 3 times during those 13 years, but each time I finished it, everything else took over, work took over, and also it was too short for the first few times, so it ended up just getting pushed to one side and forgotten about, untouched for several years before I went back to it. But I went back to it for the 4th and final time, knowing I was properly going to give it a go, October last year, and by that point, I felt I'd achieved my goal. I had everything I thought I needed in order to write it and make it the powerful message I wanted it to be. The knowledge, the experience, everything I had that I felt could make it as good as it possibly could be, I thought I had by October last year. So that's when I thought I'd give it one more go. And it was only as of early this month when I finally launched it. It felt amazing, to be honest, because there were loads. It also explained a lot about never giving up, because trust me, throughout this journey, there have been countless times when I strongly considered giving up the whole thing altogether. Countless times when, I thought it was never going to go anywhere, thought I was just wasting my time. And I did think about just pressing delete on the whole thing. But when I actually had it in my hand, I realised that, for all those years I'd spent writing this book, wanting to get it out there, people asking me about it as well. The idea of finally having something that I can give out to people at talks, finally having something that I can give to people to help inspire them, and, a message to share with the world, and, share my story with the world in the attempt to help people. The idea of finally being able to do that was just an amazing thing. But what it proved to me more than anything is the importance of never giving up. But no, it felt like, a dream come true, felt like a weight lifted off my shoulders, felt like I'd finally done it when I had it in my hand.
How did you continue going through and keep pushing through?
In terms of what though? What do you mean? Do you mean with the book, or in general, what did you?
the book and just having autism in general, because obviously people with autism tend to feel quite stuck, and obviously is with the lack of awareness with autism itself, people tend to struggle a little bit more of feeling accepted into an industry, so to speak.
Yeah, well, I mean, how I pushed through really. I mean, of course, yes, I've had a lot of support from my parents, which was always beneficial. And I mean, in South Africa, I spent the first 12 years in South Africa, and autism was virtually an unknown thing because we moved there when I was 3, and that's when I first started showing signs of severe autism. But I couldn't get a diagnosis because it was virtually an unknown thing. But I did undergo numerous therapies that work on the bare root of the problem, like occupational therapy and horseback, brushing, rhythmic massage. All the stuff that works on the sensory system works on the bare root of the problem and, the neurology, which was cheaper over there than what would be in the UK, which made me more functional. But what got me through in general was just with the help and support of my parents. I mean, there's no way I could have done it otherwise. And yeah, I mean, there were times when I hit rock bottom, were times when I thought about giving up. There were times when, I potentially didn't see a way through. But, with the support and, the fact that I've always had the ability to speak to others about my problems rather than hiding it is probably what most likely got me through. But the major turning point for me was when I found magic at the age of 17. I mean, getting diagnosed at 15 when I came back to the UK, which allowed me to get the help and support I needed at school, the understanding we finally had the answers to the problems, is what helps initially. But what really saved my life was finding magic. And that's what I'm about to talk about in a minute. Because earlier on, Anna, you did ask me briefly what inspired me to write the book. I mean, I'll answer that as soon as you're ready. But does that roughly answer your question, Olivia?
Magic. Why did magic save your life? What was it that attracted you about magic? And can you remember your first magician?
Yeah, no, I mean, the first time I actually, the first time I ever saw it on TV was Dynamo. Watching Dynamo on TV is what initially came across as very interesting. But what really actually changed my life, and I mean, this is what's very powerful, and it's why I run magic clubs in schools now, because we actually were on holiday with some family friends of ours, and one of them taught me a card trick, and he showed me it, and then he taught me how it was done, and I went around showing that trick to so many different people, and it was kind of like I just fell in love with it straight away, because that's when I realised that for the first time in my life I was actually socialising with complete strangers. For the first time in my life, I was concentrating and focusing on something, focusing on learning a new trick. For the first time in my life, I thought I'd had a passion, and the fact that it was really improving my self-esteem as well, because I love being able to wow people. And, I was socialising with people at the same time, all with that one trick that I was initially showed. It kind of just took off from there. And that's when I obviously started learning more tricks. I started talking to magicians, watching magicians, being really keen and eager to show people tricks. And it was just helping me in so many different ways. And I mean, there's no way I could have done that without it at first. And
do you remember the first trick that you got shown?
Yes, I do remember the first trick I got shown.
What was it?
The first trick I was shown. I mean, yes, it wouldn't really work showing it over Zoom, but it was basically a trick where someone cuts the pack into 4 different piles, and he gets someone to name a card. And eventually the card that they name is at the very bottom of the pack. I mean, it's very basic now, and it's the trick that I do teach this trick in schools, because, yes, it is quite a basic card trick, looking at it now, but it's the card trick that changed my life forever.
And what's your favourite trick?
My favourite trick? I mean, it's hard. I mean, I do get asked that question a lot, and it is significantly hard to answer, because when I'm doing close-up, the tricks that I'd probably class as my favourite are the sort of tricks where, someone goes on their phone, they Google something, and I read their mind. Tricks with like Rubik's Cubes, the quick shake solve, those are the sort of tricks I really like. Whereas on stage, my favourite trick is probably this trick where everyone in the audience goes on their phones and they all create their own sum. And the sum matches, the date and the time. I mean, the big mind reading illusions I do on stage are often the tricks I class as my favourite.
Yeah, I always noticed that when you first started with us, and then as you progress and the more you perform for us, the tricks that you just are so slick now, and people just cannot figure out how you've done it. So I understand today you have a trick for us. So would you like to show it to us?
I'm actually really excited about this part, because I've actually
let's do it.
Awesome.
Right, so here's what I've got. Here's what I've got today. So the first thing I have is, you might notice, we have a pack of cards right here. So you can see, so let me just grab something. I've got something else, and I've got something else for you. Okay, right, so here we go. Now, the first thing you see here, we have a pack of cards, which is sealed all around. But what I want you to do, Olivia, I want you to think of any playing card. Just think of a card in your head.
Yep.
Have you got one?
Yes.
Now, it's not the Ace of Spades or the Queen of Hearts, is it?
Yes.
It was?
Yeah.
So what was it? Was it the Queen of Hearts?
Yes.
Or the Ace? It was the Queen of Hearts. Okay, cool. So that was one way in which I can reveal the card. But if I was to do it by actually showing you as well, Anna, I want you to do the same. I want you to think of a card as well. Now, don't go for the Queen of Hearts because, I mean, we've already got that one. But I want you to think of any card. And when you're ready, just name it for me.
7 of Spades.
7 of Spades. Now, that's weird because inside this pack, you might notice I'll spread through them. Just tell me if you see anything, because I did place one card the wrong way around. Tell me if you see anything. Do you notice anything strange about the pack?
Yeah, that.
There's one card the wrong way around, right? And it's just this one here.
Yes.
It's 7 of Spades.
How in the hell?
Told you it was amazing, didn't I, Olivia?
Thank you very much.
Interacted with a magician, so I've actually never seen a magician live, so this is fascinating.
Yeah, well, it's not. I mean, it's a really good little trick to do on stage. So yeah, well, on Zoom.
How long does it take you to learn to do something like that?
I mean, some tricks take longer to learn than others. I mean, some tricks you can learn straight away and go out and perform them. Some tricks can take years of practice. But something very important which I've learned is that the amateur practices until they get it right, the professional practices until they can't get it wrong. So some tricks take longer to learn than others, but the general card tricks usually I can learn straight away. Whereas the big mind reading illusions I do on stage, the real clever, slick sort of things that you've seen me could maybe take about a couple of months. It depends really on the trick.
Okay, so talk to me about the magic circle. So what is that all about?
So the magic circle, it's a community especially for magicians, which is based in London. Mm-hmm. And every week they have meetings where magicians come and lecture, and they also have competitions like stage competitions, close-up competitions where you can build your own acts and share them with people. It's a really good community where obviously all the top magicians hang out. You socialize, you're mixing with people who are all similar to you. And it's a very good achievement to be a member of the Magic Circle. And in order to get in, you have to do an 8 to 12 minute act. And the tricks, have to be really skillful tricks. Mm-hmm. And you're basically performing them in front of an audience, but also you're judged by 3 people, secretaries of the Magic Circle, who have all been doing magic for like over 70 odd years. Right. And they judge you on your patter, your delivery, your dress code, your tricks, your story behind it. And yes, if you're under 8 minutes or over 12 minutes, or if you flash anything, like in other words, if you make any minor mistakes, it is an instant fail. So it's tough to get in, but the best part about it is that once you're in, you're in. Yeah. And it's something that you can have forever. And of course, there's other sections of the Magic Circle such as the Inner Magic Circle, right, and everything like that. So getting into the Magic Circle was definitely one of my proudest moments. So
it's just like you've made it, you've been recognised.
What tricks 100%. Did you do for audition? Like, what did you have to do specifically?
So, I mean, you can do whatever tricks you like, but of course, in order to get good results, which obviously really bolster your chance of getting in, you have to do tricks that, require pure skill. Like tricks that are, tricks that don't really require any skill that, anyone could do. You wouldn't get any marks for them. And what I remember doing in my acts is I did a bit of card magic, did a bit of mind reading magic, and did a bit of visual stuff with like a cup and a ball. And I ended with a silk trick that my mentor actually taught me, who is unfortunately not very well at the moment because he's had to retire from magic because he's recently come down with dementia. And I actually performed that very trick in all of my stage shows, which I did on tour last year as a dedication to him. But that briefly describes the sort of tricks that I did in my Magic Circle exam.
Okay, so let's go back to your book, because obviously we're here to promote your book as well. So it's called Naughty or Neurodiverse, and Aspie Road to Magic. So you're called a freak, you were naughty, you felt trapped, lonely, you nearly gave up, as you said, until you discovered magic, and it saved your life. You're talking about bullying, being excluded, expelled from school, and then obviously you came over to England with your family. And you also, what I like at the end is, which something I always say as well when I give a talk, even if one person reads this and feels seen, understood, or inspired, it's all been worth it. And that's what I always say. If I give a talk and one person gets something out of what I've said, it's worth me giving the talk. So talk to me a little bit about the book. What can people expect if they read the book, and what's been the response so far?
So yeah, in terms of the response so far, I mean, I've sold almost 100 so far, and it's only been on sale for just over a week. So almost this Thursday, it will be 2 weeks since I first launched it, and we've already sold like over 100 books. And I mean, the feedback so far has been amazing. I mean, so far I've had 2 5-star Google reviews on Amazon from people who have read it, and people have been messaging me, including Jasmine Brinkhurst from Autism's Got Talent, actually, who bought it on the day I launched it. And everyone so far has all said that they've really resonated with it. It relates a lot to them, and they found it very helpful, very inspirational. And my publisher did send it out to numerous beta readers prior to it being published as well, and they all said the same thing. They did get a lot out of it. They have learned a lot about autism through it. And the people I've read it who are either parents of autistic children or, autistic themselves. And yes, those who have bought it, I don't think many of them have finished it yet, but so far, I have had people get in touch with me who are only like a quarter of the way through the book, and they're saying that they're already relating a lot to it. They're already really engaging with it, and that they found it largely beneficial. And that's music to my ears. I mean, the fact that people are already giving good feedback, and the fact that so many people are wanting it, I'm excited to see where this would go. But yeah, so far, touch wood, it's the response has been nothing but positive. So I'm happy with that.
To read the letters at the back that you've got as well, like from Uncle Kevin's letter. You've got Louise de Brun, family friend in South Africa. I was actually going to say, have you sent it to South Africa? Obviously, because of all the difficulties that you had, and now you're doing so well, it'd be good to send it there and just said, look what I achieved.
Yes. Yeah. Well, no, we have had it. Unfortunately, you can't buy it from Amazon in South Africa at the moment because Amazon. There's been this sort of thing where Amazon has only recently been available in South Africa, so it might be a while until eventually you can buy things from England on Amazon via South Africa. So what we've been planning on doing instead is we've been sending copies to various family friends of ours in the post, and haven't had none of them have said anything yet because I think they might have only just received it. But yes, we have been sending copies to people in South Africa. Yeah, they've been buying them directly off me. So
where can they get it from? So Amazon, and how much is it?
On Amazon, it's $17.99 paperback. Kindle, it's £6.99. But I sell the books directly to people in all my shows and talks and that sort of thing. So
where can they find out more about you on your website?
So on my website, it's www.angusbaskerville.com.
Okay. So over to you, Olivia. Is there any questions that you would like to ask Angus?
Yeah, how did it make you feel when you hear that you've been an inspiration to someone and possibly starting magic through you?
Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing feeling, and what I've taken away from that sort of thing more than anything is that it's a very powerful message, which I've heard people say before, is that you take your broken heart and you turn it into art. Because yes, a lot of people out there who are known as inspirational individuals, have all had their own tough journey, and many of them have hit rock bottom as well. But something I say in all my talks is that the best part about hitting rock bottom is that there's only one way to go, and that's up. And that proved to me more than anything that those challenges I went through made me a strong person. And the fact that I can now use it to inspire others, it shows once again that it's been worth it. And I wouldn't have changed any of it. It's wonderful that I can now use it to inspire others. Don't dwell on it, embrace it. And I don't think there's any better feeling nowadays than knowing you've actually helped people. So,
what sort of reaction do you get from the children? When you go into school, so you talk about your journey, you talk about your mental health, and then obviously you start up some clubs where children can learn magic. So have they been children with disability, or they've been mainstream, or a bit of a mixture?
Mixture. I mean, I've done a lot of magic in mainstream schools, but also magic in schools specifically catered for children with additional needs. And yes, I've had many autistic kids come to my magic club, as well as mainstream school children. And the feedback from the children, the reaction is usually very positive, because a lot of kids have improved a lot. I mean, when I first started running magic clubs at Mapleborough, there was a student who with autism who apparently he never spoke to anyone besides his mum. He never spoke to his grandparents. He never spoke to any family members. But he came to a magic. He came to 1 or 2 lessons from a magic club, and I taught him like 1 or 2 tricks. And as of the following week, apparently they went for a Sunday lunch with their grandparents, and for the first time ever, he started talking to his grandparents and showing them tricks. And one of the boys who was in my magic club at one of the other schools is now a member of the Young Magicians Club in the Magic Circle, and he's really into it now and wants to do it. And I've also had responses before where I've done the first week of running a magic club, and by the following week I've had teachers tell me that all week they've been going around showing tricks to all the teachers, going wild with it. So the fact that kids are enjoying it shows that it's a positive thing. So that's roughly the response we're getting. I mean, yes, some kids are just there for the taking. Some kids aren't mega fussed. But a lot of kids have been absolutely loving it, and also a lot of kids have improved a lot as a result as well. So
what's next for you?
So the next steps. I mean, I'm about to do Edinburgh Fringe next month, so second run at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. So I'm looking forward to that, and tickets are already selling really nicely for that, so that's good. But my ultimate goal is that when I come back is to perform magic shows on cruise ships, perform around the world on big tours. But regarding the book, when I come back from the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, the plan is to get it into numerous bookshops, all of whom are actually on to me. So a lot of bookstores and shops want to sell it.
Good.
And the plan is to do book tours with it and book signings and an official massive book launch as well. So a lot of people are on to me at the moment with it. So that's the plan for our Edinburgh Fringe.
Website as well. We've done a little article about it. So people want to find out the link or anything, all the information is on the charity website on the latest news page. Can I just ask you one thing about traveling? How do you find, did it take you a little bit of time to travel on your own? Were you confident or were you apprehensive, or how did that work?
Are you talking about now or like in the past?
I'm talking about now. So obviously you're talking about going to different countries, going to different schools. Are you quite confident when you're traveling?
I'm very confident now with that. Yes. I mean, as a child, I was less confident. But no, I mean, in terms of traveling now, yes, not a problem at all now.
Oh,
Confident doing that. I mean, yes, of course, traveling can make me anxious, like it can with anyone. But yes, I'm definitely a lot more confident now than I was.
How do you deal with your anxiety when you travel?
Well, to be honest, you just get on with it. I mean, it's like performing on stage. Really, I feel I can relate this a lot to performing on stage because originally, I couldn't talk to anyone, couldn't socialise with people, and the fact that I'm now performing on stage. I mean, yes, if I'd come anywhere near to doing that prior to finding magic, I would have been so anxious, I wouldn't have been able to hide it. I would have just walked off straight away. But it's the same from more and more stage performances, from doing it more and more often. First time ever was Autism's Got Talent. You build up the confidence, and it's the same with traveling. Really, you build up the confidence. And eventually you just go with it, and you just relax about it all. I mean, you can try breathing techniques, that sort of thing, which I've been taught, which does help. So that's the advice I'd give. Practice breathing, practice various techniques, which I feel would help maintain your anxiety. If that roughly answers your question. But when you give up, in other words, when you actually avoid it altogether to try and save your anxiety actually goes up by doing that.
I remember your first time, and I remember how anxious you were, and now when you perform, you're just a completely different person. So I just wanted to say, have you got any words of advice for Olivia? Because she's been chosen for Autumn's Got Talent. She's got a little bit of stage fright. So I was just wondering, is there anything that you could share with her to help her get through
100%. 100%, because Olivia, when I first took part in Autism's Got Talent, I'll admit that I was very scared. I mean, yes, the first time I ever actually performed on stage was actually when I took part in my school talent competition. And yes, though I was desperate to just back out altogether because I was, immensely nervous. But once I got going, once I basically got on stage and just went with it, it just became second nature. And yes, when it comes to practicing, I mean, yes, the more practice you put in, the more rehearsals you put in, the more you practice, the more you're likely to be confident. But yes, at the end of the day, what I have also come to realise is that you can practice in your room a million times over to the point where you know it forwards, backwards and sideways. But when you're actually in the moment, it is a different feeling. But if you practice a lot beforehand, it's more likely that you're going to just go with it straight away. And once you get going, you'll be fine. I mean, everyone is in the same boat as you. Everyone will be nervous. but you just have to go with it. I mean, I've been doing magic for 11 years now. I've been performing on stage for years, and yes, I still get a bit nervous. But once you're on stage, you just go with it, and you know that everyone in the audience is there to watch you. Everyone's got your back. You just have to go with it. And as I said, the best advice I can give in terms of leading up to it, just practice as best you can. Talk to anyone that can help you. Things like meditations and yoga often help. But just do the best you can. Be yourself, and everyone will respect you for it. If that helps.
I've not performed for 10 years because I got very much thrown in the deep end when I first performed, as Anna knows. So I was actually using Autism's Got Talent as a bit of a safe space for me to get back out there on stage and performing again, because I've not done it for so long. No one's out on stage before up until that point, and I think I just developed more anxiety over the years.
Yeah. What do you do? What are you going to be performing, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm a classical singer, so I'm an opera singer. But I do, I can sing musical theatre if I have to. It's not it's not my favourite to sing, but obviously the more complex the pieces, I get more excited about conquering it. So
yeah, the more you practice, I mean, honestly, just put the right practice in, practice as best you can, and the universe will meet you halfway. And I mean, leading up to it, just be calm. Just be calm. And, drink plenty of water as well. That's something that my mum always advises me to do. But once you're on stage, if you put the practice in, you'll know what you're doing. Imagine the audience aren't there. Imagine you're performing in an empty theatre. Imagine you're still in rehearsals. Because obviously in your rehearsals, you're less nervous because it's not the actual moment. But once you get going, once you're on stage, once you get going, you'll be fine. It will just flow naturally.
The thing is, you're supported by a lot of people, and everyone in the audience are either families or friends of autistic children, and they're willing you to do well.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, people will love you. I mean, if Marie Gorson is also one of the regular performers on Autism's Got Talent, and I've done quite a few events with her, and she's a singer. And I mean, if you know her, or if she's performing on the night, she'll definitely help as well. Because I mean, there'll be a lot of singers as well who have done it a lot before, and they'll be able to obviously advise you on how they manage it.
Yeah,
that's amazing. I'm really looking forward to meeting everybody there. So
well, I mean, hopefully I'll be there as well. I mean, I don't think I'm performing this year, but I might come along to entertain the guests. I do hope to be at Autumn's Got Talent again this year.
Oh, well, I just wanted to say thank you, Angus, for taking the time out, because I know you're a busy bee. And we wish you all the best with your book. So just to remind everyone, Naughty or Neurodiverse by Angus Baskerville. You can get it on Amazon. And if not, you can go direct to Angus, and maybe he'll sign it for you as well if you ask nicely.
Thank you,
Angus. I really appreciate you.
Thanks for inviting me on the show.
Thank you. Bye.
And
see you again.
Best of luck as well. Best of luck as well, Olivia.
Thank you so much, and you too with your book.
Thanks so much.